Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the McFarlane Toys God of War Ragnarok KRATOS. Does it say anything else about KRATOS? Ares armor. I would have guessed that, but I didn't get a chance to because I read it first. This is the Elite Edition, not to be confused with the Gaming Edition. The Gaming Edition is KRATOS from the video game. The Elite Edition is KRATOS from the video game with more stuff. You figure it out. I don't know how he names these things, but this is it. This is a $60 figure from McFarlane Toys, and that's a thing. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. Okay, before we look at the figure, let me show you my package. I do like the packaging with the white and gold. I think that's maybe the best looking packaging they have, that version of their variations of editions and silver, platinum, gold, copper, brass, I don't know. Whatever they're doing these days, this is a nice looking package. However, they're still using just this generic artwork. I mean, like, it's from the game, obviously, but it doesn't match either of the figures they released, so that's strange. Maybe that's a Sony thing? I don't know. But there it is. And it is a package that will hold the figure. So let's set that aside. I don't know. I guess you can... It's displayable enough. That's okay. Alright, so now this guy is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. If you want to get one, I'll put a link in the description below. But I suggest you wait, because we need to talk first. My job is to help you to make informed decisions. I give you the link up front, but you should wait before you use it, because I don't want you to use the link if you will regret it. Alright? Okay, so this guy stands... to the top of his head, about 7 1/4 inches. That's going to make him roughly just over 18 centimeters. And here he is up against the regular KRATOS. It's halfway the same figure, so they're about the same. And here he is up against Darwin in a different scale. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'll do it. I know you don't. You might want to mix him with your 1/12 scale figures because he seems small to me. And I know KRATOS used to be big, and now he's like normal sized. Is that what I'm understanding? Like, I've never been a big God of War fan, but I understand that. This is what I was told, and this is what a brief Google search said, is he used to be like 7'3" or something like that in the early games, and now he's like 6'6" or 6'8" or something? I don't know, I'd have to look, but either way, he's not huge. Like, he's not so huge that you can't put him with Marvel Legends, and I do think he is too small, hang on, to put him with 7-inch figures, because there he is up against Batman, and I don't... Unless he's supposed to be like, I mean, it's not Bruce Wayne, but still, unless he's supposed to be like 6 foot, and Batman's like 6'4", 6'5", then it's a weird scale. I think they got the sizes wrong, but that wouldn't be the first time for Todd. Now, let me get this out of the way first, because a lot of people seem to be confused when I reviewed this and said it's a pretty good figure for McFarlane Toys, despite some of the issues, which are serious issues like the shiny chest, the bad sculpt, and things like that. For McFarlane Toys, this is a pretty good figure. It's not a pretty good figure overall. This figure, in a lot of ways, is excellent, but it's a $60 figure from McFarlane Toys. So this whole review is going to operate under the assumption that you know that is preposterous. A $60 figure from McFarlane Toys does not exist. This is a lot of paint application. This costs money to make. I get that it should be more expensive than a normal figure, and there's a lot of really good paint application on this figure. It is up there with many brands in a few spots. But it is still a McFarlane figure for $60. So that's why in these reviews I have the phrase, for a McFarlane Toys figure. This is not an excellent figure compared to InArt. Okay? It's too expensive for what it is, and it's a McFarlane figure. You have to remember those things going forward. So when I say all of these things are really nice, that doesn't mean it's the same thing as an InArt figure or something like that, okay? Some people seem to get lost on that one in the last review. So now that that's clear, let's get into the aesthetic. But first, a question of the day. Which version of KRATOS is your favorite? I'm gonna go Gears of War. You know, the one where he's wearing all the armor. Well, he's wearing armor. Whatever. God of War 3. I'm losing my mind. Not sleeping is a thing that you shouldn't do. Okay, let's talk about the aesthetic. The paint job on this guy and the sculpt work is, for a domestic figure, up there with the best. By far. This paint job is nuts. Even the chain links down here. There's either a wash or it's black with a dry brush. Either way, they look good. The pattern on the cloth part looks good. All the little buckles are painted. They're not perfect. You can see, it's, you know, there's missed spots here and there. But there is a lot of clean, nice paintwork on this figure. It is beautiful in so many ways on so many parts of the figure. Hasbro couldn't even paint the chains and things on their $80 throne of turds. This guy, everything's painted pretty darn well. Even down here we have dry brushing to make it look a little bit better. Even on the back, they continued to do a really, really nice paint job. And the sculpt is nice. The little jewel right there is painted. You know, people were complaining about the head sculpt on the other one. I disagree fully. This is really nice. This is a good head sculpt, and it's painted really well. It's not a perfect thing, but it is really, really nice. This guy looks great overall. Not worth $60. Still a McFarlane figure, but you can't argue against the sculpt and paint being highly detailed, and this is going to look freaking good on your shelf. Maybe you don't want to spend $60 for it. I wouldn't if I wasn't reviewing it, but it does look nice. All right. At least aesthetically, it's really good. For the price point, it's still too expensive, but I'm going to review it as if you're okay with the price point. All right. You have to accept the $60 if you want to buy this, so I would wait and get it on sale probably. I'm going to say 9 out of 10 for the aesthetic. Even maybe higher if you're discounting the price altogether. It looks really good, but yeah, there could be a little bit cleaner paint here and there. You see some gold on the chains, but it is really good looking. The sculpt and paint are surprising. I've never seen a McFarlane figure have this level of detail while being articulated. Now let's go ahead and talk about the accessories. We have an alternate head, the yelling head. I think it's pretty good. It's not perfect. You can see the inside of his mustache and beard and stuff. Like it's a little bit discolored, but overall, that's pretty good. It doesn't look like he's just taking a bite out of something or yawning like we often see from Marvel Legends. You could throw a little bit of dark gray paint in there. Like you shouldn't have to. I'm just telling you if you wanted to fix it up so that his mouth doesn't look like it's just a big giant fleshy flap of whatever. But it's pretty good overall. Then you get a decent spread of hands, fist hands, relaxed hands, gripping hands. No trigger fingers, unfortunately, for McFarlane Toys. That's a huge miss. But not bad spread of accessories there so far. We do have the shield, so you have the little piece that goes on his arm in the package. Then you get the big one. That could use a wash or something. But it looks, well, it has a wash on the inside. On the outside, it doesn't. So either way, that looks decent. And then you do get his, what are these called? Blades of Chaos? Is that right? Am I God of Warring correctly? You do get those. That's nice. And then you do get his axe, of course, which does clip onto his back, and that's pretty nice. And you do get the little thingy that hangs from his belt. If you want that, you get that too. You get the display stand for you McFarlane fans. You get that. I think that's a waste of plastic. You get the card, which doesn't even show this figure on it, but whatever. And then you get a 50 points card for Elite Edition. I don't know. Do you get to use this on his website? Like when you buy the figures directly from him and shipping is like $8,000. Is that what this is for, to make up for that? I don't know. But yeah, decent spread of accessories. For $60, it's not enough. But if we're discounting the price altogether, if this was a normal McFarlane figure, it'd be a 9.5 out of 10. So we'll just say 7. It's a decent spread of accessories. All right. So let's, ow. Ooh, those are pointy. These are pointy. Be careful. That is very pointy and hard. Okay, let's talk about the articulation. I'm going to move just all of his add-on parts out of the way so I don't keep knocking him off. Let's see if he can actually pose well enough to make him worth owning, because like he does look good, so let's see if he can pose at all. The neck is double ball peg. It moves enough, considering he has a beard in the way. Like, you're not going to get a ton of range, but it'll be enough for basic posing. That's fine. The shoulder pads are just giant plugs connected to the shoulder area, which is not great. I'd like to see those be independently articulated. They are not. They are flexible, but it's not going to be great. So let's see. We can move the arm around on that ball peg up and down, forward and back. So a decent amount of range on that, and of course raising the arm up. With the shoulder pad on there, which it is, you can't get all the way up. But it's probably enough that you could pose it and enjoy a pose or two. It'll work, but those are big shoulder pads, and they are glued on. That would be, it'd be better if these were like segmented or something so that he could pose a little bit better. There's no bicep swivel at the top of the arm, and that just happens down here underneath the brown part, which, that's fine. Like, it doesn't really matter. That's okay. It would be helpful, though, to move these around a little bit if this part swiveled where they connect. Now, unfortunately, he's a single jointer, Todd. You can't charge us $60 and then give us single jointed elbows, and it doesn't even clear 90. So, like, it'll pose some, but you are going to be limited because less than 90 degrees is not ideal for an elbow. Wrists are on ball hinges. Those are fine. All right, for the torso, let's see. He can lean back well enough. I'm guessing that's it. His lower torso leans forward a little bit. So there's some posability, at least some adjustment posing to be done there. Leaning to the side works too. Yeah, it's not great. for a McFarlane figure, it has more forward range than normal. It's passable. It's passable. If this guy was a $40 figure, sure, no problem at all. But 60? Probably not. This is all one big hunk, so it's going to get in the way at least a little bit. Let's see what we can do with those hips. They get out pretty far, comfortably. Like, I'm not really forcing it, and that's pretty far. You probably won't need to go farther than that. I doubt he's going to be doing a lot of kicking. Like, I always prefer more range. Like, I want every figure to be able to do Spider-Man poses. That would be great. But this guy, they went for looks, and I can allow it. I get what they're doing. Bringing the leg forward, definitely not the best situation, given that this is all one big chunk, but you can probably work with it to get some basic posing done. Nothing crazy. Going back is alright. Thigh swivel is in there more than most McFarlane figures, but not a ton. And then we have our double jointed knee, which gives decent range, and it's not very bad looking either. That's surprising. Most of their knees look like hot garbage, so that is an acceptable knee. These are the same legs as the other figure, by the way. Ankles go all the way back and not very far forward. Ankle rocker is in there. I can't get it to go. Will this one go? A little bit. You could probably fight with it to get a little bit more, but not a ton. And then the toe hinge is well enough placed. It's okay. It's a little bit loose, but it's okay. Yeah, so his articulation for a $60 figure, no way. Nah. I'll go 3 out of 10. For $60. For a normal McFarlane figure, like $20, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10 maybe, because it'll pose some. And 6 isn't a good score, by the way, for those of you who are wondering. But it has some articulation. Like, he doesn't have to stand perfectly still. You'll be able to pose him some to make him look nice enough. But it's certainly not a poser, as you might want to call it. So, time for the final verdict on this guy. Do I think we should be getting $60 figures from McFarlane Toys no matter how nice the paint is? I do not. I don't think that's even close to what we should be getting. You know what? I don't want that. I think it's craziness. But this guy is beautifully sculpted and painted in a lot of ways, and that goes a long way into making the figure something somebody might want to own. I think you guys can probably relate where not everything we buy has to be a good value, but it looks good enough or is something we want enough that you're willing to overpay for it. This is, I think, one of those. It's not a pile of garbage for $60. It's a good figure that should be cheaper. Good enough figure that should be cheaper. Like I said, the articulation blows. It's way overpriced, so you decide what you want to do about that. I'm going to give it a final rating of two different options. One, including the price. Including the price, 5 out of 10. A good sculpt and paint job isn't enough for that kind of price for this kind of figure. But if you're going to just ignore the price, then this guy gets 7.5 out of 10 because he still doesn't pose very well, but does look pretty good. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will be done there. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.